Hey everyone, we are back with NFL Power Rankings. Poor Redskins lost another quarterback to a leg injury. What the hell? It's like they built their stadium on Indian burial grounds. Or in this case, a really bad name for a team 50 years later. Anyways, ignoring that part. For number one, you got the Rams and the Chiefs both winning, but the Chiefs defense allowed the Raiders to score 33 points. If they played a real team that week, how the hell would they have won? So, number one, the Rams. The Lions are also a better team than the Raiders, so beating the Lions is better than beating the Raiders, especially since it should have been 12, not 40 to 33 for the Chiefs anyways. So yes, Rams go out there, beat a team that's beating the Patriots, beating the Packers, lost to the Jets. The Lions are just a conundrum. We beat the AFC champions. Well, they've been the AFC champions like what? 8 times they've been AFC champions? And the Lions can beat them? But the Lions can't go and beat the Jets? Really? Anyways, number two, the Chiefs. I was thinking about maybe moving them to 3 because their defense is so suspect. But it's like, oh, that's a tough call. Like, move them to 3. Like, no, because they did win, so we'll move them to 2. Or put them at 2 anyways. And maybe it's just an off week. Lots of teams have off weeks. Patriots got blown out by the Titans. Number 3, the Saints lost to the Cowboys. You can have an off week any week. Just hope that it doesn't happen in the playoffs. Playoffs. But yes, number 3, the Saints. They lost to the Cowboys. I cannot believe those words just came out of my mouth. The Cowboys? And it wasn't even on offense. It was on defense. The defense beat them. For crying out loud. The Cowboys had Amari Cooper and somehow the defense plays better. They're going to get a huge boost in power ratings. But first, number 4, the Patriots. 2 weeks ago, they flopped against the Titans. Then they beat the Jets, and now they've beaten the Vikings. The Vikings went from NFC Championship game with Case Keenum to this. Did I really expect the Patriots to lose? No. But I at least hope for a better outing from the Vikings. Like, hey, maybe make it a close game. Fucking Dan Bailey missing another field goal. How do you go from the second most accurate kicker in NFL history to this? By the end of the year, he's going to be not even the top 10 anymore because he keeps fucking missing. But it's not just him. Every kicker's missing. Every single kicker. It's like, wow, it's a 12-yard field goal. And miss. It's like, well, could you do that? Well, some of these kicks, yes. Yes, I could. Well, the 48-yarder, no. But I'm not getting paid millions of dollars. I'm not an NFL professional. These guys are. These are like, this is their job. It is their job to kick the ball between the goalposts. And they can't even do that. Why couldn't the Patriots have played against us like they played against the Titans? Terrible. But yes, number 4, the Patriots. And they need the Chiefs to lose another game. The way their defense is, Chiefs might just do that. Chiefs lose. They both finish 13-3. Obviously, Patriots beat the Chiefs. Patriots gets number 1 seed. But right now, they're going to be getting the number 2 seed. Which, it's like, oh no, the Patriots have 3 losses. Their dynasty is over. They're going to only get the 2nd seed. Like, Patriots, they might still get the 1st seed. How bad is it? Wow, they won the AFC. They got the 1st seed. It's still just a terrible year for them. Can you imagine being so good that getting the 1st seed and being like the top of the the AFC is considered a bad year? Like, what the fuck? Anyways, number 5, Texans. They did with the Browns, who were actually starting to look like a real NFL team. The Browns were actually looking like a real team, and the Texans just smacked them around. And even better for their playoff hopes, the Colts lost. Texans had smooth sailing for the number 3 seed and a shot at the number 2 seed. They're 9-3. So they got the same amount of losses as the Patriots. Patriots have another bad game. Texans don't. We could have a three-way race for the number 1 seed. Possibly number 2, though. But the Chiefs' defense keeps sucking. The Patriots lose another game. Both those teams finished 12-4, while the Texans finished 13-3. They could get themselves a number 1 team. That's amazing. A team like this sucked for so long. And they're like, oh, we got Deshaun Watson. He's doing great. Injured. Like, oh, shit. Is he ever going to be able to come back? And again, like the first few weeks, like every single week, a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. Finally comes out and does it, and just holy hell. Texans are on a steamroll. Next, number 6. We start off with the Rams in LA. Now, going back to LA with the Chargers. Now, sure, beating the Steelers used to mean something. Now it means you'll be sitting at the number 5 seed at 11-5 or 12-4, while the 10-6, possibly 9-7 Steelers sit in the 4 seed. Maybe the Ravens get that seed because the Ravens actually have a chance of winning it now. God damn. Steelers getting the 4th seed is bad. Like for the Steelers, that is a terrible year getting the 4th seed. They might actually end up with the 5th seed or the 6th seed. The way they keep playing. And James Conner is out with that injury. He might be able to come back by Sunday or whatever, but he's currently out. No Le'Veon Bell. No James Conner. No run game. No run game means all pass. Defense knows that. 3 guys on the line. Everyone else in the backfield. Stop the pass. It's going to be a bad couple weeks for the Steelers if they can't get James Conner healthy again. Now, number 7, we have toss-up between half a dozen teams. Bears, without Mitch Trubisky. Meh. Ravens, they lost to the Browns, sorry. Cowboys, they did just beat the Saints, so we'll go with the Cowboys. Adding Amari Cooper should only help the offense, yet somehow the defense improved. With injury bug biting the Redskins, the Cowboys have a clear path to win the East, and at this point they're actually fighting for a 3rd seed. Adding a player in offense improved the entire team. How? I don't know, but sometimes that happens. And so, at number 8 we choose the Bears. They're still 8-4, and Trubisky should be back, I think they said this Sunday. Not this Sunday, the next Sunday. And that should fix their offensive woes. But if he doesn't come back, and they're stuck out there with Chase Daniels, they lost. I mean, it's not like they got blown out by the Giants. I mean, that was also on the defense, not just Chase Daniels. The Bears. 1 week firing on all cylinders, can go to the last second with the Patriots. Another week, a couple cylinders are clogged up, not firing right, lose to the Giants. Terrible. Why they're at 8 and not at 7 or 6. Next, number 9. Again, we have so many teams that are like 6-6, 7-5. It's like they're just all these teams are all right next to each other. But we'll go with a team that's hot, got the momentum, the Seahawks. They stumbled a bit too much early in the season, but now they're getting on pace, and not just to win the 5th seed, but they carry that momentum into the playoffs. They might just be the team you don't want to face in the playoffs. Because some teams, they start off hot and then cool down. Other teams start lukewarm and then they get red fire hot at the end of the season, and they're able to carry that momentum and power into the playoffs, which is when you need it. It's great to go 9-0, but then if you finish 10-6 and you get blown out in the playoff game, that sucks. But you start off, 2-6, but you finish 10-6, and then just keep that momentum power going through the playoffs, does you a little bit more good. And the Seahawks might just be that team. Fuck, the Vikings face them next week. Anyways, number 10, the Ravens. Yeah, they lost to the Browns, but they might actually win the AFC North with the way the Steelers are playing at number 11, the Steelers. Without James Conner, without Le'Veon Bell, they have no ground game. I was almost ready to leave them off the power rank just because they have no ground game. They may very well lose the North to the Ravens, for crying out loud. But we'll have to wait and see. There's still, 5 weeks of football left? So, who knows? They could go 5-0, they could go 2-3. Have to wait and see for the Steelers. Now, teams that are bouncing back, the Broncos. Another week, another win. 6-6 right now, but so is half the league. In the AFC, 10-6 or 9-7 might get you tied with 6 other teams for the 6th seed. So, Broncos, you keep winning like that, you might get the 6th seed. Maybe. Well, no. Well, no, they do have a win over the Chargers. So I guess we'll just have to come down to seeding and all that for they get the 5th or 6th seed if they keep playing like this. Now, teams that can still bounce back, the Vikings. I guess. If they have to. If they win out, they can get the 5th or 6th seed. But they have the Seahawks, who are, again, just fire hot, all the momentum carrying them. Then they have Dolphins and Lions, so, alright. Then again, the Lions could beat the Patriots one week, lose the Jets next week. So, depends what Lions team they get, depends what Dolphins team they get. Again, there's a team that started off 3-0. Like, holy shit, the Dolphins are 3-0. Oh my god, they're gonna not make the playoffs. But see, there's a case of starting off fire hot and then going nowhere with it. And then, of course, week 17, the Bears. The Vikings win out, have a shot at the 5th seed. If they lose to the Seahawks and then win out, 6th seed. If they lose to the Seahawks and the Bears, I don't think they make it to the playoffs then. Obviously, other teams win, this team loses, whatever. Anything could happen, but goddamn, the Vikings might miss the playoffs. After going to the NFC Championship game with Case Keenum last year, are you kidding me? Anyways, onto the RIP section, the Packers. I know, ESPN spent about 6 hours on Monday discussing how the Packers are still Super Bowl bound and will win it all because they're the Packers. But no, sorry, not going anywhere. They have the same records as the Browns, and yet no one on ESPN says the Browns are still in the playoff hunt. Either both teams are, or neither are, and I fall on neither. Short of an asteroid hitting LA and taking out the Chargers and the Rams at the same time, both of these teams are not making it to the playoffs. No matter how much you get the people on ESPN going, well, all they gotta do is do this, and this team does that, and then God comes down and smites this city off the face of the earth, and they still have a shot at the playoffs. I mean, yes, statistically, theoretically, they do have a shot at the playoffs, but no. No. And then, at the end, a little bit of college. UCF is still not in the playoffs, even though they've gone undefeated 2 years in a row. But the top 4 teams are in it. They're okay, I guess. I'm kidding. The 4 teams in it are great teams and should give us some exciting bowl games this year. Notre Dame, Clemson, Bama, OU. Oh, out of those 4, I want to say Notre Dame or OU, just because Alabama's already been there and won it. I don't really care about Clemson. So, go with the independent team of Notre Dame or OU, who's never been there before. Root for those. Now, what do you guys think? Should some of these teams be higher? I mean, a couple weeks ago when I put the Steelers so low, people were flipping their shit out about it. I can't believe you put the Steelers that low. It's like, well, looks like I was right, bitches. Terrible. But yeah, so what do you guys think? As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a wonderful day.